All right, it's the start of a lovely season and it's a journey. Like I promised you guys, there are no guarantees, but there's a difference between betting and gambling. There's a difference between trying to systematically earn from sports betting and gambling. Yesterday, up until this morning, was with your banner in Lagos, and I met quite a lot of people who talked about betting, and consistently I saw the mistake why they bet heavily and lose heavily. And I also shared a few ideas and lights into what could make that story change. I don't have all the answers. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm learning this myself. I'm plunging into this the same way I plunged into broadcasting 12 years ago. And, you know, you wouldn't say I didn't turn out to be the best in it. I want to be the best at doing this. But this is just the beginning. But one thing I know is that systemic betting would earn you more money than just betting. What is systemic betting? Systemic betting is when you open an online account, for instance, on any of these betting sites, and then you put in a certain amount of money, let's say 10,000 naira. And instead of the lumping up of accumulators that you normally do, 10, 20, 15, 30 games, you do 2 games. On Saturday, you pick 2 games that similarly look sure to earn you a win. Let's say, for instance, if Bayern Munich are playing at home and Barcelona are playing at home, they most likely will win. Pick the 2 of them and put the whole 10,000 naira on them. Now, when you win that money, it is the profit, whatever comes on top. Let's say the 2 combined, the odds is 1.75. What you will win from that 10,000 is 7,500. Take out that 7,500 and keep it somewhere, or probably leave it there. Always bet with your 10,000. Some games you will lose, definitely, but always make sure you can come back to your 10,000 naira as your betting capital. At the end of the month, make sure you sweep out the total money you earn into an account where you will not withdraw from. Yeah, because you want to see it long term for the whole season and see how far systemic betting has taken you. Put it into an account. There are a couple of accounts, especially savings accounts, where you put money. If you don't withdraw for 30 days, you get a little interest. So let's say you start, and the first month after betting both weekly game, daily games and weekend games, Saturdays and Sundays, sometimes it could just be on one game. You could see a game that have 1.45 and it's very, very sure they're going to win. I mean, it's better to get 4,500 profit on 10,000 naira than to try to get 5 million naira from 10,000 naira and lose the 10,000 naira. Let me explain this to you. There is no bank in the world that will give you 4,500 naira in 2 hours on 10,000 naira. No bank in the world. There is no bank interest in the world. Nowhere in the world that would happen. So think like a businessman. Don't think like a gambler. Don't think like somebody who wants to earn money and play on the roulette or the casino, or to go drink beer with friends. Do your cumulative winnings and keep putting it there. That's it. Now let's set the ground running. I know that everybody's looking at this video. The first thing that is interesting you is, I want to see your bet picks for the day. You know, like what, you know, my people will say, oh, you help. You know, I'm not here to help anybody. I'm just here to guide you, give you advice. It's an advice. And like my late mom used to say that giving you advice does not necessarily mean you will take it, but it is your choice. But then it is also my choice to give the advice, and if you don't take it, no big deal. I'm sorry it's coming late. You can understand that I went to wave your banner. I was heartily involved with a whole lot of the fans, for those of you who were not there. And I came back, I almost had an accident because I slept on my steering, but I thank God for sparing my life. I've got to tell you guys the truth. We are in this together. I mean, keep me in your prayers as well. And I also pray that you guys keep winning. And then, but thank God, same card and Swore was with me, and they shouted, and you know, we're here. Like, this is the second time this is happening when I'm coming back from Havana. I slept in an hotel. I thought, you know, it will help me, but God knows. Well, I'll learn how to manage my sleep better. Now let's say the ground running. The EPL, that's a couple of games I'm going to be lumping up, and listen carefully. There's some games I'll tell you I'm sure this will happen. Some games I'll tell you maybe. Those maybe are red flags. So pick 2, 3, 4, or 5 out of all the games that I'll tell you. I'm not saying you lump everything together. It won't work like that for you. I'm telling you the truth. It's the truth. I'm not going to lie to you. So let's go on this journey. Hull City playing against Leicester City. Obviously, Hull City already the whipping boys of the Premier League. A ball is not being kicked. They've lost their coach. They didn't sign good players. They remind me of Ikorodu United of Nigerian Professional Football League. So Leicester City would win that game. The game between Watford and Southampton, that game is going to be pretty tight, but I don't think Watford will lose, and I also don't think Southampton will lose. But I think both teams will score. So it's a game that will produce goals here. Both teams will score in this game. Most likely double chance on Watford. Yeah, Burnley playing against Swansea. This is another very, very tight game. You could pick a double chance on either of the two. I don't know if my end goalless, if my end with a win for either side. That's the situation there. Crystal Palace, West Bromwich Albion. I think Crystal Palace would win this one. Yes, Everton playing against Tottenham Hotspur. Now that's a cracker for this opening day of this season. I think that I just think that it's going to be too tight. But both teams will score because there's going to be plenty of goals. These two teams like to play attacking football. There's going to be plenty of goals, so both teams will score in this one. Middlesbrough playing against Stoke City. A double chance on Stoke City for this one. Baptism of fire for the newly promoted team. Manchester City playing against Sunderland. Sunderland has always been the most difficult opponent that Man City play alongside Arsenal. But I think Pep Guardiola and his army and his sweeping game would prevail over Sunderland. So it's a Man City win. Let's go straight to the Championship. Wolverhampton Wanderers are playing against Reading. It's a pretty close call, but I think a double chance of Wolverhampton Wanderers wouldn't hurt anybody. Aston Villa would beat Rotherham United. That's one I know for sure. Newcastle United will beat Huddersfield. That also I can guarantee. Like I said earlier on, there are no guarantees, but there's some games you just have to put that guarantee stamp on. Let's move away from England and go somewhere else where football is also being played. I would have loved to touch base with the German second division, but believe me, it's too close to call right now. I don't want to put your money, it's too early in the season to put your money in jeopardy. So let's move away from Germany and go to the Coppa Italia. In the Coppa Italia, pretty much later in the day, in the evening, Udinese will play against Spezia. Udinese would win that game. Turin Pro Vercelli, Turin would win. Turin FC would win. Perugia Carpi, that's a very close game. I think you should stay away from it. But I think Empoli would beat Vicenza Calcio. Yes, and AC Chievo Verona would beat Virtus Entella. Atalanta Bergamasca would beat US Cremonese. Yeah, that's the way it is in the Italian Coppa. Now let's move to the French Ligue 1. It was also started. There's quite a few games that are interesting, but I want to stick with the Montpellier playing against SCO Angers. I think a double chance on Montpellier wouldn't hurt anybody. The game between FC Metz and Lille looked like a game that will produce goals, so both teams will score in that game as well. Let's move away from that and go to the Netherlands. Yes, there's a game between Ajax and Roda JC Kraken. Yes, Ajax would win this game. So let's stick with the Ajax winning that and move away, because the other games, they look between and betwist, so let's move away from that one and go to Portugal. In Portugal, Sporting Lisbon would beat CS Maritimo, and Benfica would beat City Tondela. So it is all up in your palm. I'm seeing good signs for this Saturday already. And then in the Belgian league, there is the game between KRC Genk playing against Westland Beveren. KRC Genk would win that game. And then the game between Royal Charleroi playing against KAA Genk. I think KAA Genk will win that game, but don't go on straight win. Go on a double chance for them to win or draw, because this game could be a little bit tricky. In Scotland, there's a game between FC Dundee and Rangers FC. Rangers FC would win, but do a double chance on them to be on the safe side. The game between Ivanes Caledonia Tissot and Ross County, both teams would score in that game. That's all for today's bet advice. Like I always say, it's an advice. It is not a must. But then there's one game in Turkey that should interest you. Besiktas playing against Galatasaray. Anybody can win that game, but both teams to score is more possible to happen, because it could drag into extra time. So probably you put both teams to score on that one. Yes, my name remains Idafi Esiogene Matthew. I hope that by the end of today's games, somebody would have picked 5 or 10 games or so that would end them victory. I just want you to win, and when you win, please let me know and let others know too that you won from this, because it is what will inspire this job to run. Because keep doing it and help me to share this video. Don't watch it alone and not share. Share to others so that others will benefit. Let's keep it rolling. When the whole European season starts, we will start that 10 pack. You know, talk about, I told you guys before about 10 pack. That is when it will start. But for now, let's make do with this. Thank you very much, and you have a winning start to the EPL season. Well done, guys.